Today, I'm going to answer the question, can you still make $10,000 a month from a micro-saas? The answer is, of course. There are hundreds of examples right here in this database. And today I'm going to be showing you 3. We're going to be going over each example, and I'm going to be breaking down what these apps do, how much money they make, and some ways that I think you could replicate these apps in 2025, especially using AI tools, vibe coding, and building with AI. I'm going to go slowly up in revenue. I'm going to show you some stuff making the big bucks, $500,000 a year. So if you're looking for inspiration on how to build a micro-saas, this video is the place. I'm going to be showing you real world stuff, making real world money started by regular people just like you and me. I think you guys are going to enjoy these ideas. Let's jump into it. The link is in the description if you want to get access to this database, which you can for free. Let's start simple here. Let's go look at ideas that are making less than $10,000 a month, because you can filter by that on Starter Story. I'm going to do under $10,000 a month. We're going to start with a simple one because, I like to look at the 0 to 10K per month stuff, as long as it was started somewhat recently, because there's a lot to learn from business doing 0 to 10K, and 10K a month from your own business is no joke. So let's scroll down here and let's look for something interesting. And I'm just kind of looking at some of these metrics here. This one looks actually pretty interesting here. This is AirTrack Bot. This is a Telegram chat bot designed to help you search for cheap flights and track their prices. It makes $7,000 a month. It costs $0 to start this business. And it's got a solopreneur score of 90 out of 100, which is really high. This is our algorithm to help show what are easy business ideas to start. But I think this is a really cool one. So let's go check this one out here. I'm going to go click here to go into the Starter Story case study. This is our case study for AirTrack Bot right here. This is cool. You can read if you're really curious about a specific idea. In Starter Story, we have these case studies, how they came up with the idea, how they built the product, how they launched it, how they grew it. There's all these things. But the first thing that I want to do is I just want to go and look at the app itself. So let's go and actually click here. We can go see this is doing $7,000 a month. It's got 1 founder and 0 employees. That's always a good sign. But let's take a look at the actual app. So this is airtrackbot.com. Find the best flight deals on Telegram Messenger. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see what it does. Okay, I'm going to open Telegram. I'm a big fan of Telegram. So we're going to start this here, and cool. It's got a bunch of languages. I'm in English. I'm in the United States. I'm in USD, and let's see what we can do. I want to track ticket prices. I think that's kind of cool. So I'll start with a flight search. So I want to look at one way. Let's see where I live, which is Tampa to Los Angeles. All right. Please choose the city from the list. Los Angeles. What's your destination? Tampa. I didn't really get that right, but that's okay. Tampa, United States. Choose the date. Okay, let's say May 16. And now it's looking for a flight. This is kind of cool, right? This is like if I'm on a web browser, I'm looking at flights on Google Flights usually. But this is kind of a cool way to do it if I was on the go or something like that. And this is cool. So it's giving me LA to Tampa, 1 stop for $111. That's pretty cheap, actually. And this is cool. And that's a cool feature right there, price tracking. What happens if I click that? The price tracking of the flight has been created. I'll let you know. So what's cool is the Telegram app will let you know via Telegram Messenger on a flight change. That might get to me a little faster than if I have it on email or something like that. So this is cool. This is like a Telegram bot. Really quite simple, probably not too complicated to create. But yeah, that's cool. Okay, so this is the founder here, Kola Kravchuk. And what I think is cool is I immediately go look at his bio and I see he's got a bunch of other apps that he's building. And this is what's actually really cool that I think a lot of people miss. This founder here, yes, he has this flight tracking bot that makes $7,000 to $8,000 a month, but he also has up there mostly in the flights or airspace space, right? So he's got manyflights.io, and this looks like it is a web-based flight, cheap flight type of thing, right? And then he's also got AirTrack GPT, which looks like it's a chat GPT version of that. So why I think this is actually smart is I see a lot of founders, they want to do 12 startups in 12 months, but they go and build totally different things, right? They build an email marketing tool, and then they build a flight tracker tool. That's cool, but there's not a lot of crossover, right? If you can build different things, but in the same space, there's a lot of cross-selling that you can do between different apps, and you take your knowledge. This guy probably knows a lot about flight APIs and conversion for this sort of stuff, pricing. He has built up all this knowledge, and he can go and spin up even more of these as new technologies emerge. And that's where you see the AirTrack GPT. So my advice for anyone building is pick a space that you're really passionate about. Maybe this guy is passionate about flying in flights, in cheap flights, and just build in that space for a really long time. build lots of different things. It doesn't mean you have to build only one thing. That's what I really like about this startup. And hopefully that gives you some ideas for micro SaaS. That's a really cool one. Hope you guys like that one. Let's go and look at some more. But first, I have to do a shameless plug. And Starter Story Build is our brand new platform dedicated to helping you build apps with AI and build them really fast. With AI, you can build anything. You can go and check out some of our boot camps that we have here. But if you like some of these ideas that I'm sharing with you, these are all possible to build with AI. And as AI tools continue to get even better, our boot camps are designed to help you learn how to leverage and wrangle these AI tools and build a real functional idea, right? With Starter Story Build, our goal is to teach you these crazy, amazing tools, AI tools, vibe coding, and do it in a project-based way. So we have our lovable AI bootcamp right now. You'll turn your idea into a real app using only AI in just 2 weeks. You'll come out the other side with a real app and the skills so you can go build basically anything you want after that, right? This whole program is 12 days. You can see the whole syllabus here, and it's led by our homegrown expert, Lazar. This is our syllabus right here. Every single day, you'll be making a little bit of progress and shipping a real app. I think it's amazing. I'll put the link in the description if you want to sign up. I'm really, really excited about Starter Story Build. And this is just the beginning for these AI tools. So I know it's a shameless plug, but I'm really excited about it. Go check this out. Let's go back to our micro SaaS ideas. So let's go doing a little bit more digging here. This is, I think I did a tweet on him, and I'm going to pull that up right now. I think last year I had tweeted about his app because I think it's really cool. Telegram bot making $100,000 a year. Here's some interesting stats on it that I had found from the case study, which is it has 2 million users. It has 1.5 million monthly chats, which is a lot. Pricing is $12 a year, yet it's only making $100,000 a year. And that sparked a little bit of controversy, I think, in the comments here, which is, how can you make so little money relatively to how many users you had? And if I scroll down here, I think there's a couple interesting comments here. Is why use this instead of Google Flights? And I think, my response to that was, why use Notion when you can use a spreadsheet, right? A spreadsheet is not going to work for every single person in the world. Some people might want something a little more complex or customizable, right? Some people may not want to use Google Flights because it takes a really long time to load. They just want to do it from their phone and Telegram. Maybe if you have bad internet or something like that, it's easier to use Telegram because it doesn't have to load this whole interface. It's a bot. It's a chat bot, right? Chat bots have a place. The other one I thought was interesting is 2 million users and 8K MRR is scary. I think there's some truth to that for sure. But also you have to remember that this is a bot. It's an automated bot. This founder technically doesn't need to actually work on this day to day. He is making this as mostly passive income, which I think is cool. And he doesn't have to, trade his time for dollars. And also, there's also not a whole lot of server costs with something like this. So yeah, you can have 2 million users. If you were to have a traditional website, that would be massive server costs. But in this, you're building it on a platform that already has a huge existing user base. So you don't need to go spend money on ads to get customers. And there are no server costs because it's a bot that's already built on top of the platform. Let's find another one. Okay. This one, I want to find maybe one that's doing a little bit more, but I really do like this kind of 0 to 10K per month. I think that's where the most interesting businesses are and where you can learn a lot, especially if you read these case studies. So I'm going to keep scrolling here. Let's see what else we can find here. And if you guys have anything that you want us to cover in future videos, you just let us know. This one looks interesting here. Stagetimer.io. It's an online countdown timer. I like that, 3 words. Whenever I see 3 words like that, I'm like, that's interesting. If you can put your business into 3 words, that's usually something good. This business makes $8,300 a month and has an 83 solopreneur score, $0 to start. So let's go check this one out here. Okay, so this is stagetimer.io. How they built an $8,000 per month niche online tool, and they validated the business idea on Reddit. Let's go check out what this thing does here. So this is stagetimer.io, remote controlled countdown timer. Show a full screen timer to your presenter while you control it from another device. Cool. So it looks like this is basically a timer, like a timer you can literally set on your iPhone, but it looks like it's being used for events or something like that, right? I can see that they're using it for events, and that's a cool little idea. It's, not a $1 billion idea, but it's something that's useful, solves a real problem. And you can see right here, it says trusted by 19,000 video producers and event organizers and used for events at these big companies. this is cool. The first thing I want to see is, okay, let's just make sure that this is actually legit. Let's go and just take a look at their traffic. So I have this similar web extension right here, and you can see they're doing $200,000 or 200,000 traffic per month on a timer website, which is pretty amazing. And you can see some of the keywords that they're ranking for. Stagetimer, that's interesting. Cool. The next thing I want to see is their pricing. And wow, okay, this is actually really, really interesting. They are not just charging you for an app that you can download, a SaaS for a timer. They're charging $180 a year, which is about $16 a month. And they have a usage-based pricing. The moment I add 2 members, the price goes up. That is amazing. So if they sell into a team of 10, maybe, well, they don't even have that much. If they sell it to a team of 5, they're making $540 a year, which is about $50 a month for this timer. Yeah, $45 a month, it says right here, for this timer product, right? So that means that every single month, they don't need to go and find new customers. The customers renew because they're using it for a business use case, right? They're making sure that events go to schedule. And I think that is a useful problem to be solving, right? I know while doing production and working on videos that if a video is not going on time or it's going long or the person is talking for too long, that's a real problem. So this is making events run on time, saving costs and making events run better. This is worth it for businesses to pay for. Let's go take a look at how they grew, because I think that's probably interesting too. And this is the Starter Story case study. You can see this. If you just go to launching the business, growing the business, and you can start to see what they say. I mean, this was written by the founder. This is one of our case studies on Starter Story. And they say Stagetimer has mainly been growing from search, so probably Google search, and word of mouth. In the case of search, we have been focusing on creating content on our website that will rank well on Google and complementing with ads. Whatever we don't rank organically for, we target with ads on Google. And that's really, they write blog posts for specific keywords. If they rank number 1 on that keyword, they don't need to run ads. If they don't rank number 1 on that keyword, they run ads on it. So if I just go and search Stagetimer, obviously theirs comes up because their website is stagetimer.io, right? But if I search remote controlled countdown, let's search countdown timer, then they don't show up. So I imagine they are running ads on this keyword. I think I have ads turned off because I blocked them, but they would basically pay a little bit of money to get the top spot on countdown timer, which probably doesn't cost a whole lot of money. That's really smart. So the 2 things they did that I think were really smart is they literally just named their thing stagetimer.io. That told Google, hey, this is actually probably something we should rank highly, because they went and spent the money to get the good domain name, or they have that domain name and Google likes that. And then I think that ad strategy is actually pretty smart too. The other thing that I found on their case study was that they validated the business idea on Reddit. And this is the Reddit post where they validated it. Isn't that cool? You can see what actually worked 4 years ago. Advice for presentation timer app in the making. So it sounds like they were making their app and they put it in the commercial AV subreddit, which has 28,000 members. It's not the 1 million, 2 million, 5 million subreddit. And they said, oh my God, this is amazing. Hey there, I am building a presentation app that runs in the browser. The goal is to put a simple tablet, blah, 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 just saying what it could do. Can you give me some feedback about the necessary features for such an app? Here's the current version. Thank you. And this post has a whopping 34 comments. This is amazing to me. This is a business that makes over $100,000 a year. They validated their idea with this Reddit post that had 57 upvotes and 34 comments. In this crazy viral world, you think you need to get 1 million views and get all these upvotes and all this stuff. But imagine you could change your life. And I know $10,000 a month, $8,000 a month is not crazy money, but that is pretty life-changing. If you can have an app like a SaaS that, just kind of runs on its own, that does one very simple thing, and you make $8,000 a month, that pays your rent and way more. And this is the post that validated it, right? My big takeaway from this one is if you're building anything, please, 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 before you actually spend all the time creating all the features, go post something like this on Reddit and just ask people what features they want. It does 2 things. It allows you to not build features that people don't want, and build up hype for your thing, right? They put their link in there, people clicked it, maybe put their email in, and they got customers through that as well before they even launched it. This is genius. I love this. And it just shows you what's possible with the internet, right? If you built stagetimer.io, it's probably not going to have 1 billion customers, but there's 20, 30, 200, 500 people around the world that find this so useful for their little edge case that they're willing to pay money for it. And it's a really good business. All right, let's go back and find one more. I'm going to find a big kahuna. Well, not that big. I think micro SaaS is cool, kind of hanging out in that 0 to 50K per month. So let's update it to 10 to 50K per month. This is a life-changing business, right? If you make 10 to 50 grand a month, that's no joke. Let's go find a big one, a big daddy. Let's go. All right. And again, I'm just looking through these and there's so many in here. It's kind of overwhelming. So what I like to do is I just like to find one that I think is interesting, go click on it and really kind of read into it and learn more about, there's something to learn from every business, right? So let's see what we can find here. Again, it's that 3-word banger right here. I kind of like this one, automate data extraction. This business makes $40,000 a month, which is about $500,000 a year. It costs $1,000 to start. It has an 87 solopreneur score. Let's go check out what it does. Automate data extraction. I like this. I'm a data guy. I like software. I like data. I like spreadsheets. So this one looks interesting to me. And that would be my advice for anyone that's hanging out on this database. Go look and pick out things that are interesting to you, right? You want to build something in a place that you're passionate about. So let's go check this one out. All right. So this is Parseur. We developed a 40K per month email parser application, Sylvestre Dupont, 2 founders, 0 employees, 40K per month, and Parseur. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but let's go check out the website. That's the first thing I like to look at. AI data extraction made ridiculously simple. A little takeaway that I like, I really, really like this website, right? It's not the fanciest thing in the world, but it's got the perfect structure, I think. First of all, we're talking above the fold, right? Above the fold means I go to the website, anything I can see without scrolling, this whole square right here. Above the fold, it does 3 things, right? It has a headline, a subheadline, and a call to action. And then it has a little demo or visual of what the thing does. This is all you need to do. The headline says, what's the benefit you get from using this? I do this hard thing called a data extraction, and it's ridiculously simple. And this is what I like, right? Volume-based pricing. This is a little different than usage-based pricing, which was like per seat pricing, which we showed before. This is volume-based pricing. So your customers that really love your product pay more. And here, it's $0 a month to upload 20 pages and have it done with AI. But let's say I'm a doctor's office and I'm uploading 300 pages a month. Let's go find out what that looks like. 300. Okay, I'm paying $69 a month or 23 cents per page. What if I'm an even bigger company and I need to do 10,000? Let's see what that costs. $299 a month, right? This is where things get pretty cool, where basically if it's $299 a month, that means it's, I think, $3,600 or something like that per year. And that means that all you need is like 10 customers and you have like a really, really solid business, right? This is the power of micro SaaS, right? Building a very pointy solution. It does really one thing, uploads a document and does some transformation of that document, and it serves businesses, right? There's not every single business needs this, but a few do, and the few do, you do it really well, and that's the power of a micro SaaS. The other thing that I think is cool about this is it's AI focused too. So again, shameless plug for our AI Build Accelerator, but this type of solution has been finally made possible by AI. This was really, really hard to do, but in the last couple of years with the GPT models, image models, and all these things, it's actually gotten really easy. I can really even plug in an invoice right now into ChatGPT, and it could probably give me something similar like this too. So you can build this stuff now with AI, and you could probably do it a lot faster and cheaper than ever before. And just think about it. Like, of course a business would want to pay for this. Imagine if they had those 10,000 documents they needed to upload every single month. They could pay, someone to do it maybe $1 per document, maybe even 25 cents per document, or they can do it for 3 cents per document. It's a no-brainer. You would 100% do this every single time. You would have less errors, and this person wouldn't call in sick, or you wouldn't have to train them or do anything. So I really like this business a lot. Let's see how they grew. And then, because that's my favorite thing. So let's go launching the business. The least I can say is that our launch was underwhelming. We posted about our site on Hacker News and Product Hunt. Both posts were a big flop, no traction whatsoever. Okay, this is cool. So they didn't just hit a home run right away. Then it hit us. We realized that nothing was working because we weren't posting in the places that our target users were hanging out on. We also realized we didn't even know who our target users were. So they went down the rabbit hole and found that out. And then they found Quora. Wow. Okay, cool. So that's another thing I see people, they post on one place and then they all of a sudden think, oh, my app isn't validated. My thing isn't possible to do. You got to go and try on lots and lots of different platforms. Like I remember when I was starting Starter Story, and I started posting on Instagram and Facebook thinking that I was going to get my users from there. There it goes. This is my original post. This post even though it didn't like change my business, it changed the trajectory of my business because it was the first thing that actually worked to get users, to get people on my newsletter, and to, basically siphon users from Reddit. And you can see right here that this post has 400 upvotes and 125 comments. Nothing crazy. But then what I did is, because it worked and other things didn't, I then doubled down. I did this over and over. I did it almost every single day for basically years. And I built a business on this. And this is the power of attentioneering, trying lots of different platforms and just seeing what works. So I think this is a super cool business. $40,000 a month with an email parser application. If you're kind of nerdy into APIs and that sort of thing, this is a cool business that does one simple thing. Okay, guys, if you like this, you go check out the link to access this database. You can get it for free. So go on there and look at all these case studies in here and all these businesses and all the little data points on them. It's super cool. And if you can, check out the AI Build Accelerator. If you want to build any of those ideas and you're serious about actually building something, we will show you to do it without writing any code, right? You will turn your idea into a real app using AI. I got a link in the description for that if you want to check it out. I think it's awesome. I think AI tools and vibe coding is going to change the world, and it's only the beginning. So if you learn how to use these tools, Lovable, Cursor, and all these things, I think it will be the most valuable skill of the next decade. Learning how to build things with AI tools, automate things with AI, and just doing everything with AI is going to change the world. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.